Hello guys, I hope you're all doing well and I'm looking forward to tonight's stream. I most certainly am. I did a stream. Oh, I need to reduce this a little bit so you can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. I hope everyone's doing well. I also need to get my chat up here. Where are we? Can I do it on this? Let's see. Okay, so it looks like the stream is going strong. I don't really hear much sound coming out though. So looks like the stream is going strong. Need a few more beats, I think. Hopefully it's not too loud. And then we can switch over. Yes, one of the only downsides of having a big curved monitor in front of me is I don't have many places to put different images because of the obvious stream size. What's this one? Ah, there we go. To put all of the different windows for streaming, so you know, because I like to have the on the big screen my my all of the imagery, the pictures of everything, but then I don't really have any space for OBS or for chat or whatever. So yeah, just bear with me. I hope you can hear me well. I need to also update this. There's a lot of things to update. Let's call this, no, not this one. This text, stream, web, week, this one. Let's call this post San Diego Comic-Con hype. So yeah, it wasn't long ago that we were talking about the pre San Diego Comic-Con hype. I mean, it does feel quite long ago, but it was last week. And that was kind of dominated by the Zelda news. I would say I did end up pre-ordering Zelda, all of the Zelda figures from Amazon. They were like, I think, 110 euros altogether. So interested to see them. I don't know if they've made it official, the date, but the date on Amazon at least was March 17th, 2027. So still a ways out for those. But yeah, it's been a pretty heavy San Diego Comic-Con. Like it's been hard to kind of keep up with what actually was happening there. There was just so many announcements. In this kind of stream, I basically rounded up the announcements that I'm most interested in. It's not every single announcement because obviously there were hundreds and hundreds of different lines, different sizes, different scales, so many different figures. It just seems like compared to last year, it seems like there was like everyone was just going all out this year. I don't know why, but it just felt like every major kind of company had a load of announcements to make, which was really cool. But yeah, it was very hectic following things on Instagram. You'll see most of the nearly all of the images that I have are from Instagram, because that was just the place where stuff was just populating the most. Because I feel like toy companies are pretty bad at actually then promoting the stuff. Like the first one we're going to talk about is some S.H.Figuarts stuff, and yeah, I went on the S.H.Figuarts site. There's no news about any of these new figures, which is very frustrating because you know I want to get the best looking images that I can and not just go through people's Instagrams, which is what I've had to do. But yeah, without further ado, then I suppose we should just start. And like I said, we are starting with S.H.Figuarts, and we are looking at this. Yes, so they have announced their two new figures in their sort of upcoming Z Fighters line, and this is obviously Trunks, and we have a sort of standard black-haired Vegeta, which is very, very timely because I just reviewed the recent what's this one called, Dangerous Pride Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta Dangerous Pride. Excellent figure. I know most people that watch my content aren't really S.H.Figuarts people, maybe not Dragon Ball people, but that is one of my, probably the best figure I've opened up this year. He's so good. So for this new one, I know it's just like actually a hair swap and probably a slight color swap. Like looking at the two, they do look very, very similar. Like it looks like it's the same suit. Maybe the blue is a bit darker on the one on the screen. Mine has the kind of the brown shoes, but it also comes with the white shoes, so I have that there. It looks like it's on the more up to date body. The hair sculpt does look slightly different, but no, I think it is the same hair sculpt, almost exactly the same. It's a little bit hard to tell. So it's more or less the same figure. It would be nice if they just released a head pack for this, so that you could just put him on, put his head on the old body. But then again, like I said, this figure is really great. This new Vegeta body. So I'm kind of happy to get another one. I'm thinking I might just stick to Vegeta figures for S.H.Figuarts, because he is my favorite character, and yeah, they've really kind of stepped up their game with this new body. Especially compared to the old Vegeta, the one, Saiyan Blood Vegeta. Like, it was nice, but there's a video coming out next week where I review both of them and compare them. And yeah, the old one is just so high, just so lean. It just looks really weird compared to the new one. So yeah, very excited about this. And like I said, we have the news that there's a new Trunks, which is also kind of quite timely, because I also, in that very same video that's coming out next week, I reviewed the Boy from the Future Trunks figure as well, Super Saiyan Boy. And yeah, this one, the new one, it kind of looks like a bit of a slimmed down version, at least from this. It looks like they've just taken off his coat, switched the arms out, because he does have a tank top on under the coat. Switched the arms out. Everything else looks pretty much the same. Like, it's the same. Looks like the same articulation. Cool that he can get his hands in his pockets. That's kind of a cool feature. But it looks like, yeah, the exact same trousers, the same boots. Maybe the trousers are a slightly different color. This also comes with a sort of Super Saiyan head, and the sword, the thing over his shoulder looks exactly the same as well. So probably won't be getting the Trunks, because I already have a very good Trunks, and I actually prefer this version with the purple jacket on. And like I said, I would love to. I can't get the Vegeta to stand back up now. After I've hyped him up, he won't stand back up. I would love to get into this line and buy all of the Z fighters just for the nostalgia. And they all come with, I think, is there a picture here? They all come with a really a stand, which builds out with every single figure. So you have like a nice display unit with them too, which is cool. A nice little kind of freebie there. But yeah, there's just too many to kind of keep. And like I said, they aren't the biggest hits on the channel. Like, if they were, if they were big hits and the videos were doing crazy numbers, then I would buy all of them, but they aren't. So this is more kind of like a thing that I just enjoy doing, where I know they're not going to get many views on the channel, but I still just really like these Vegeta figures. So yeah, cheers to a cup of tea. But yeah, that wasn't the only thing S.H.Figuarts announced. They also announced this new so it's kind of like a re-release, I believe, of the souped up Frieza. There was one, I think it came out like 3 years ago. Whoops, what was that? 3 years ago in 2024. And now they've released this new version, which looks very nice, very battle damaged. It's the very end of the Namek era, as you can see here, with Super Saiyan Goku. Very cool facial features here. I love the shine on the purple parts. There's also this, I think this is new as well, this new Goku here. Oh no, it's just a new head, sorry, which is cool, because everyone loves this this Goku body and this Goku figure, the Super Saiyan one, like the iconic one, where he turns Super Saiyan and he's kind of like looking up. Very iconic after Krillin is killed. So it's cool. I love that S.H.Figuarts kind of do this. People call them like DLC, where it's like you buy a figure and it comes with an extra accessory to kind of soup up a figure that you already have. And you can see here everything that Frieza comes with. Comes with 4 head sculpts, including one on there. Lots of different hands and feet, and also this Goku head, which looks sick on this body. So yeah, cool. Here's the Z line, by the way. I probably won't be picking up that one. I think, yeah, they had some actual in person pictures there as well of the two, of the new figure and the new head sculpt. And like I said, this body and this figure is a fan favorite, so it's cool that they've added something to it to kind of yeah, just spice it up and make it look a bit different again. And here is the figure in person too, looking pretty beefy, pretty veiny here. And yeah, this Z figure line, I think it's pretty obvious who we're gonna get. It's what's he called? Krillin, Piccolo, another new Piccolo, I guess that is Yamcha, Tien, and I can't remember this one's name. I wonder if they come together. That would be interesting because he's a very small figure. The first one to release is Gohan, and then you have Goku, and then these two will follow up. But yeah, just imagine having this on your shelf. This would look awesome. But like I said, I think for me, it's a little bit of an investment, and like it's not really, yeah, it's not really worth it. And they're hard to get, you know. Like I luckily managed to get the new Vegeta because I found it secondhand. Like someone on Vinted, someone bought it and obviously didn't want it anymore, so they were selling it at like a good price. So I bought it just because I was like, oh, I want this figure so bad. But yeah, I think that's probably where we'll end with the S.H.Figuarts. We'll end up just collecting loads of Vegetas, and I'll be very happy about it. Then moving on, so from S.H.Figuarts, no, we're not here. We're going to go over to Power Rangers, and we have an update on the Playmates new Power Ranger Unlimited collection. It's called, apparently, is the new a new series that you can see here. This is reported by Action Figure Insider. Obviously, they took a photo in the presentation. Yeah, and it's a new series that will focus on non-Mighty Morphing teams, which is interesting. So I believe the first one is, yeah, the Zeo figures that we saw last week in the last kind of episode that we talked about. I do have an update on those as well. But they're also saying, so we also talked about this in the last stream, 1/12 scale, 22 points of articulation, super detailed. They come with the Teen and Ranger heads, accessories, and a logo display stand, which is cool because I don't think we saw that with Jason last time, but cool. But yeah, these are the teams they have teased so far. So they're going with Zeo, Dino Thunder, and Wild Force, which I think is cool. Like I said, it's unusual that they are coming out so strong with, like, we're not doing Mighty Morphing, because I know they already have a Mighty Morphing line, but I feel like that's usually a slam dunk for any toy company that's launching a new line. Is like, get Mighty Morphing out there, get them out, get them like the what's they call, like the metallic sized versions out, get the re-releases out as fast as you can. But it's kind of cool that they are kind of putting their necks on the line and being like, all right, no, this line, this Unlimited line or whatever it's called, is it called Unlimited? I can't believe I just forgot what it's called. Unlimited collection, yeah. Is they're like, no, this isn't Mighty Morphin. We're going with Zeo, which is, you know, also an old school team. They're going with Dino Thunder, which people obviously love. Like the Dino Thunder figures, especially the white one, is very, very rare to get in Lightning Collection still, and very expensive. The black one also, because it released at the very end of Lightning Collection, and at least in the UK and Europe, we never actually got that figure. Like, I still have a pre-order in waiting for that figure to arrive, but I think that's long gone. That's never going to happen. And Wild Force, I got into Wild Force actually this year. Like, I bought the Lunar Wolf and the blue, whatever the Blue Ranger's called, because I was just like, yeah, I feel like opening up some Lightning Collection, and they were relatively inexpensive, and opened them up and really liked them, and was like, it's a shame this team never got finished in the Lightning Collection. So I'm happy that Wild Force are getting another chance here to shine. Here you can see again more of the sort of promotional stuff that we saw in the last stream with Jason, the unmasked head, the cool looking accessories, the digital render of the box. And yeah, they also went on to their Reignition Season 2, which they have, I think, haven't they been talking about this? Didn't they announce this like last year at Comic-Con, or was it another toy fair? Where, yeah, they have the Season 2 heads on the characters, so Adam, Rocky, and Aisha, and then they also have the White Ranger. It seems like they're going all out with the White Ranger, because they also have the White Ranger Zord, Goldar, Lord Zed, the Putty, and I can't remember this guy's name, but fall 2026, which is interesting that it's still so late, like how late they released these figures. But these are obviously the flip head versions. Yeah, that was the same slide. They have a YouTube channel. I haven't looked actually through all of these slides. I just looked at the first one and was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, you can see they have some new toys coming out, some new Zords, just showing off everything and how they work. I think these are already out. I think people seem to be quite happy with the Zords. This is what they're doing with the White Ranger. Like I said, it's quite a big push with these end caps in Walmart. All of the new White Ranger stuff, the Tiger Zord, the mask, the new flip head. So yeah, some cool stuff from Playmates. Like most of it, I'm not really that interested in. I'm really only interested in this Unlimited collection. and hopefully it's easy to get, because like I said, the original figures, the Power Ranger Mighty Morphin figures that they made that weren't the flip heads, you couldn't get those in Europe, and still can't get those in Europe. And yeah, here this is again from I got it from Lightning Collection on Instagram, but it comes from MCU Collector 24 and Toy Arc. But yeah, we have some not in hand but in person pictures of the new figure. So you can see here the pre-order. You can pre-order them at Walmart. Again, it's going to be interesting to see where, if and where we can get them in Europe. But yeah, it's a nice looking figure. Again, I like the head. It's very kind of stylized and looks very matte. Like it's not shiny. It's not too realistic. It looks kind of cartoonish. I don't think it's the best Jason sculpt ever. That kind of goes into the stylizations. Like it could be, you could imagine it being like, oh, this is a sculpt of a Jason character from one of the comic books, if you know what I mean. Like it's not exactly the Austin St. John like face, but you kind of get, okay, it's Jason. Yeah, it's very, I actually quite like it. It's quite clean and simple. Like, you know, there's nothing too much to the hair. Like, it's just plastic. I always thought that was the best thing about the Lightning Collection, was the teen head sculpts. Like, the head sculpts were really good for their time. Like, I always felt like Lightning Collection kind of led with that in with the head sculpts and also the accessories, how good they were, and then that kind of trickled down to other Hasbro lines, like you know, like now in Marvel Legends you see a lot of accessories and G.I. Joe and all of that stuff. But I do like how kind of simple these ones look, and just how clean the suits look. And yeah, like I said, I'm willing to give Jason a try at least, because they're only $19.99 retail price, at least in the US, and they do look quite nice. And you know, it'll be nice to get some new Pokemon content on the channel. Again, you can see here pinned knees and elbows, which is a little bit yuck, but it is what it is. And yeah, that's what we have there. Then moving on, we also, quite interestingly from Playmates, is they are doing a Kickstarter for the Dragon Zord, which to me is yeah, it's kind of out of left field, because I feel like people are very happy with these regular Mighty Morphin Zords, and yeah, it's kind of weird that they feel like they need to do a Kickstarter, because I feel like Kickstarters are a little bit less risk averse for these companies, where they're like, okay, well, we can do a Kickstarter and kind of make these figures to order, rather than just putting them out for a general release and maybe thousands of them not selling. But for the Dragon Zord in this line that people seem to already really like, and I feel like it's something that people are asking for, it's weird that they're going to Kickstarter. Actually, whilst we're here, why don't we have a look? It starts on August 18th, but let's see if it's actually live. Kickstarter Playmates Dragon Zord. Here it is, look. So let's see. So yeah, we have it here, the green Zord. It folds on top of the original Zords there, which is pretty cool. I don't think there's any price. I am always really bad at using Kickstarter. Like, I feel like it's quite a bad website to actually find your way around. Yeah, I don't think there's anything there about backing or what's it called? Yeah, it's only a story, or the different levels, the funded levels. But yeah, it's just, like I said, it's quite interesting, because this seems like a you know, like a hole in one. Like, this is like everyone that has these Zords will want this Zord. So it's interesting that they're doing it on Kickstarter, because like I said, Kickstarter usually is like a means to be like, all right, we don't know how many people want these, let's make them to order, and we'll only do it if the Kickstarter goal is reached. So yeah, if you're into the Reignition Zords then, and you want the Dragon Zord, which I know you probably do, go to Kickstarter. Funding starts August 18th. Delivery is in May 2027, which is also, it's also pretty crazy, like how long it takes these figures to actually end up in people's hands. But yeah, I guess that's just like global logistics for you. It's hard to make these figures. Then another one that is, usually I wouldn't include it, but I'm sort of hoping beyond hope that this ends up in a 1/12 scale figure. This is the Mondo. Oh, 1/6 scale figure of the Green Ranger. And already Mondo, you know, they kind of take characters and they put their own spin on them and make them kind of look unique, which is what I really like about this, because yeah, it does look very unique, like all of just the shape of the helmet, the shape of the visor, all of the extra additional sort of lines that have been added everywhere. Right, you can see even on his shoulders here, it looks like he's got like shoulder pads on. The rings around his arms feel way more sort of organic rather than just like plain rings. So it's an interesting looking figure. It looks like it could be one that was like a concept art for the movie, you know, the live action movie, and never got made, and somehow they got hold of it and were like, oh, we're going to make a figure out of that. It doesn't actually say anything there, but yeah, it just says it's a concept. And yeah, like I said, it's 1/6 scale. It's not really my jam, but Mondo does also do 1/12, and I mean, Mondo is extremely expensive for what they do, but they do tend to make like the ultimate sort of version of a figure, like where they include all of the accessories you might want. Like they do like soft goods stuff when soft goods is relevant. You know, the big ones right now are the what's it called, like the Ghostbusters one from the TV, the cartoon show. So yeah, and they seem to be really, like, people seem to really like them, and yeah, it's gonna kind of cool that Power Rangers is also getting another avenue of figures where Hasbro isn't. They seem just happy to license it out right now rather than make them themselves. And the Playmates one and the Mondo one aren't really what I'm looking for, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm way more tempted by the Playmates one just because of the price and hopefully the ease of access than the 1/6 Mondo. But I am hoping the 1/6 Mondo does well, and then we get 1/12 versions. But let's see. Then I guess, let's go on to DC Mattel, which is another interesting line. Like, I was actually expecting much more from Mattel this show, because yeah, you know, it's they have the DC license. They are pumping out lots of, again, this is also In Pursuit of Toys, who pops up a lot here. So yeah, just shout out to them for the pictures. They are just pumping out these core action figures. This will be, I think, at least in the core line, these will be the fourth Batmans using this body. And from the offshoot lines, there is a Batman with Bane and a Batman with Clayface, I think he's called. So that's like that's 6 versions of this Batman we've already had, which is, in my eyes, milking it, like, to say the least. Yeah, this one is exactly the same as what we had, just in black. This one, it does have a different, like, overlay onto it, but that does not look like anything Batman would ever wear. Because yeah, I mean that's kind of where I guess Mattel are taking liberties. They aren't really sticking to any specific version of a character, like they're sort of making them up what goes along. But looking at this, it kind of feels like, oh, okay, we want to use Batman again. All right, change the colors, give him blue knee caps this time, and just chuck whatever we've got in the back, like, on top of him. Yeah, which is a bit of a shame. It's also, we have here Robin, which it's, what's it called? Red Wing, I guess he's called, right? It's hard to tell from this image if that's the Robin reused. I don't think so. I think this is probably the, whatever the blue one's called, Nightwing body that's been reused, but the sculpt looks the face looks very similar to Robin. Obviously he has different eyes, or a different mask and slightly different hair. And then we have, what's he called, Deathstroke. Yeah, Deathstroke with a massive gun, like adding in more of that toyishness again. He does look quite cool. I quite like the look of him. But yeah, for me, this line is already kind of outstaying its welcome. They are just, it feels very much like doing the bare minimum. Like, there was a picture somewhere. Is it here? No, there was a picture somewhere where they showed, maybe it's, if I go back into In Pursuit of Toys, they showed Wave 4, and Wave 4 is also just like full reuse of figures that they've already put out. So here you can see. So they have, it has a theme. It's called Kyber Chaos, or Cyber Chaos. So yeah, so they're reusing they're reusing Superman and calling it Nano Suit Superman, which it looks like the exact same Superman from Wave 2, but maybe has some highlights to his muscles. Then they have EMP Batman, which again is just probably the same Batman, but he has glasses on. And this one, I don't know, this is also EMP Superman. I think maybe it's just showing you the cards. But yeah, this will be Wave 4. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it was just showing you the Wave 4. He also comes with some accessories. Then there are these other 2 figures. Yeah, and he has a shield for some reason. Yeah, so like I said, it's already getting into kind of like the toy, like we knew they were toys, but it's already like, all right, just make these, get these out as quick as possible, reuse as much as possible. Like they have here the Cyber Glider and Nightwing. Like that is a new Nightwing figure, which is cool, and there is a new glider for him, which is cool, which is nice. But yeah, they didn't. I was expecting them to show off their new line for DC, but they actually didn't. They just kind of said that it's still coming. It's coming January 1st. It's the collector line launch. I think that's all the details we got. There was loads and loads of McFarlane details. Like I was quite shocked at how much McFarlane stuff there was. So it really looks like McFarlane must have the license until the end of the year, or at least they're allowed to put out toys until the end of the year, and then it's literally from the first day of January 2027. Yeah, they have their launch. It would be weird if they do it on January 1st, right? Like I feel like no one will be paying attention. But I guess maybe they're just trying to say like, yep, from the start of next year we have it, and we're going live with it, and yeah, stay tuned. So I was a bit disappointed we didn't really see any figures, especially because of what everyone else has been showing us. The amount of figures that people have been showing that are so far out, I was like, it must be a shooing that it's here. But I also think there must be some kind of agreement where Mattel is just waiting on this for what's it called, for McFarlane to be finished. So yeah, that's DC Mattel. Then since we're in the superhero realm, we also had quite a big Marvel Legends announcement, and I haven't put everything here. There were some figures that were, I think, mostly reused that were tied to Magic of the Gathering cards. I didn't bother putting them in, but I did put in this Maximum Series Symbiote Spider-Man. I actually don't collect Marvel Legends. I just really like looking at them because, again, it's one of those lines where there are so many characters, so many sort of branches of characters and slight changes and tweaks to characters, which is why I actually like this Maximum series, because here it's also like this is the premium sort of definitive version of these characters. I know they're a little bit more expensive, and compared to some other lines, you don't actually get that much more for your money. But it's cool that they do it, and it's like I say, if I was to get into the Marvel Legends line, I would go and get all of the Maximum series characters and just be like, all right, this is all I'm collecting, is these Maximum series ones. But yeah, Symbiote Spider-Man, always a cool figure. Here you can see he comes with, look, like I know this is probably only a render, but look at this articulation, looks sick. I love the box art. Here are some actual shots of him, again in Spider-Man poses that you need to show off. Here is the actual photo look, which is very cool. So he must have some awesome hip articulation and crunch and everything to get into these poses. Comes with some nice web effects. It's just like a clean looking figure. You know, there's a reason why they keep making these symbiote suits, because they just look good, like the black with the white spider on them, and the white eyes, like they look great. And yeah, he's looking like, to me, he doesn't look like the kid Peter Parker. Like, it looks like this, like the medium body, where he's kind of jacked and a bit taller, which is nice. Yeah, it comes with the typical spider sense, which I'm sure we've seen this before somewhere with a regular Spider-Man. Yeah, okay, you can see it's not the kid head portrait, but it is a nice portrait. Kind of looks a bit bad, but I guess it's maybe because he's like bad in a sense of like he's a bad guy. But I guess it's because it's a symbiote. Again, a nice whip hand with an effect on it. You can see it's all double jointed elbows, swivels, everything you would need in a Spider-Man. He comes with the web backpack there, which is cool. This was what they were teasing, right? They were teasing this manhole cover a few months ago. So this is what it is. Okay, so I'll come back around. He also has this gun. I don't really know the lore behind the symbiote Spider-Man or what this specific version is from, but it's interesting that he has a gun. And then here, obviously, he has the symbiote that has escaped from its little container, which is cool, a nice little add-on. And yeah, like I said, I know these tend to be more expensive. Like, I guess there's a reason I've not got into the Maximum series, as much as I like the look of the figures and stuff. But yeah, they are quite expensive for what you get. But if you are into them, here is a symbiote Spider-Man. I'm sure this one will sell out, as much as people like to complain about the Maximum series. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Then going on to the next announcement that they had, and this was the Fantastic Four Marvel's Mole Man and Moloids. And yeah, I think this is... it's a good sign. Like I said, I don't collect Marvel Legends, but I think it's a good sign for Marvel Legends because, you know, Fantastic Four is very big at the minute with the movies, and then you're always getting kind of re-releases and updates to the actual Fantastic Four, but you don't often see that many Fantastic Four villains. And yeah, I know people have been kind of excited for Mole Man, like that previous Maximum series with the manhole cover. Everyone was thinking, oh, that's probably Mole Man because, you know, he lives under the streets of New York. You can see here, pretty cool. You come with like these two Moloids, which is nice. They look quite nicely articulated. So the legs don't. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So he's always bent down. That's interesting that the legs aren't articulated, but the arms are. Yeah, that's a choice, and they come with two heads. Like, I think I would have preferred one less head. But I guess it's maybe for army building, right? Like if you want to build a load of these, then you have to have, you can buy a load and swap the heads out, and they all look slightly different. But yeah, the arms, and it looks like the shoulder is articulated, the waist and the legs aren't though. Mole Man himself, cool. It seems like he's come with kind of like a more like traditional looking face, I would guess. Like I said, I don't really know Mole Man that well, but this, you know, with the buck teeth at the front, it makes him look a lot more like a mole, and I feel like that's a very kind of traditional comic book thing to be like, oh, this guy's called Mole Man, we make him look like a mole. And then maybe more modern heads here, one with the mouth open, one with the mouth closed, an extra set of hands. He comes with a fist and also a hand to hold his staff, and then these two stands here to hold up these, which yeah, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's nice that Fantastic Four are getting some villains. It's nice that Mole Man is making a scene. It's nice that you have some options with his head. He does look pretty cool. His articulation, it looks like he's just got single elbows and knees, swivels here, nothing on the waist, but he does have a cut up at the torso, which is cool. Yeah, interesting figure. Interesting, like how they design these. I think I would have preferred just one of these characters, but with full articulation. That would have been cool, and you know, it would have made a bit more sense that he's a small character, and so you get two small, fully articulated characters. But yeah, I'm sure people are very happy about this if they collect Marvel Legends. Then, oh yeah, that was Maximum. Okay, then we are on to the, yeah, these kind of releases. And I was like looking at this, like, this cannot be real. Like, this does not look like a Marvel character. But this is Earth X Captain America. When I first saw it, I thought it was Kurt Angle from WWE fame, because it's a very Kurt Angle look with the muscles and the bald head. And also been draped in like an American flag. And yeah, then you have the Captain shield, Captain America shield. We have here Acro, yeah, don't know who that is. He's got big nipples though. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting who they are announcing here. Then they had, yeah, what's it, Elsa Bloodstone, which I think there's already been a couple of figures in Marvel Legends, so I was quite surprised when I saw this, because I was like, okay, is she really like a big character at the minute? Like, is she a big character in general? Like I said, I don't collect Marvel Legends, I don't really read the comic books, I just have like a very high level overview of Marvel characters, and also the characters that are in Marvel Legends. But it's a nice looking figure. Like, I think what's cool about this figure is it could fit into a lot of different lines. Like, obviously this is Marvel Legends, but you could kind of maybe give her a Star Wars weapon and pistol, and she would fit in as like a bounty hunter there. Like, it's a very cool looking design that I think kind of would go into a lot of different displays. So yeah, cool that she's got announced. Then we get onto the Capcom Gamerverse stuff. So a lot of this is all of the sort of Player 2 you know, slight tweaks to the colors and accessories pack. But yeah, these Gamerverse figures are pretty. Is it Gamerverse? No, it just says Marvel Games. Or is Gamerverse the S.H.Figuarts one? But I thought they were both called Gamerverse. But yeah, either way, they are cool looking figures. It's nice that they've managed to, you know, get out these sculpts again, because they did seem to go quite hard on the sculpts. And yeah, obviously they can reuse them in a different color. That's just how fighting games are, or were, at least in the 90s and early 2000s. And yeah, it gives people another chance to get hold of them if they didn't in the first place. This is a sick looking picture with all of the katanas flying out. Yeah, and again, this figure, what's it called, Spiral, with all of the different arms. Just a cool, interesting design that's really been portrayed well as a figure too. So yeah, it's cool that they got them back out. They have Wolverine and Psylocke. I know people went crazy for this Psylocke figure when it first released. Look at the dumper on that. And also went crazy for this this Wolverine. It does look a bit weird seeing Wolverine in green and yellow. But again, yeah, people seem to really like this Wolverine. And it was kind of one where I was tempted, where, like I said, I don't collect the Marvel Legends, but I was like, this Wolverine looks in my eyes of like, if I imagine Wolverine, that's what he looks like. It's also cool here. I just noticed this, that he has like the bone claws, not the adamantium ones. So that's kind of also like a nice upgrade, or not an upgrade, but a nice change to the original, to give you the excuse to buy it again. Yeah, so I was like, I might try and get hold of it, but I think didn't he come with Silver Samurai or someone like that? And it was these are quite expensive, these figures. I don't know if it's because there's like a licensing fee on top of the regular fees, but at least to try and get hold of them now, they're probably like €100. So I never bothered. But yeah, it kind of gives you an extra chance. Psylocke is looking pretty cool with all of her effects look. And again, very reminiscent effects of what we used to get in the Lightning Collection, now been translated over. She looks really awesome. Like, it's just such a cool, sleek character design, and also Wolverine. Oh, there he does have claws, or regular claws. That's interesting. Yeah, there he has the metal ones. But here, there's definitely like bone claws, aren't there? So I wonder if that's just, they've just added that on to make it look more like the game in this picture. Maybe in the game he had the bone claws. And then, but actually he just comes with the regular claws that the first one did. Yeah, I don't know. If you're in the chat, let me know if they actually announce it. He comes with the bone claws, or if that's just something they put in to make him look more like the game. Then we have, what's it called? Gargantos. Or Gargantos. So again, this is a figure that they've already released. I think he's pink now. I think the previous one was green or purple. He also comes with this new ball effect, which is pretty cool. And yeah, again, cool figure with all of this bendy wire arms. Just I don't know. Marvel Legends is like killing it with some of their figures recently. Like, it's just an awesome looking action figure. Obviously they got at least 2 uses out of it, but figures like this, you know, there's a lot of new stuff that has to go into making this. So it's cool that they are making these types of figures there. And yeah, and the big final thing out of Marvel Legends, at least what I've reported, is there is a made-to-order Marvel Legends Gamerverse Sentinel up for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse. It's $19.99. Yeah, from here is Preternia.com. Yeah, again, shout out to them, because they have been just keeping my weekend going with all of these toy updates. They posted so much stuff over the weekend, which is cool. And yeah, so if you want a Sentinel, it's kind of like the Hasbro Pulse thing to do. See, there he has metal again. Is put Sentinels up as made to order or HasLabs. I think like with every modern Sentinel they did that, right? Like they did that with the really big one, the HasLab, and then they did that with the X-Men 97, which was made to order. So yeah, cool if you're really into this game and you really want this version of the Sentinel. You can also go and order that now on Hasbro Pulse. It's already live, because I went over there to look for the pictures of all of these figures, and they only had this one up. So that was Marvel. There was also a lot of stuff about Star Wars, like loads of Black Series stuff that they have new. I was just hoping that one would just pop up here just so I can show you guys. Yeah, there is going to... here, look. So there's going to be Toy Shiz. Okay, let's have a look at Toy Shiz. What do they have? There's going to be new boxes for Marvel. There's going to be like all of this. This stuff has all been announced since I looked. I think last looked today. But obviously, yeah, they're going hard on the spoilers for Doomsday. Let's just scroll past that for now. Here is Wolverine again. Now let's see in person if Wolverine. Okay, it's a video. So yeah, okay, you got this. You got Spiral. There. So he does come with both. Look, you can see there's a regular claws and a bone claws, which is nice. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Player 3 Wolverine and player 2 Psylocke. Nice. Thank you for that, Toy Shiz, for clearing that up. You can see just the amount of different figures and shows. Like here, look, Jazzwares announced some Nintendo stuff. There was loads of Simpson stuff as well that was announced. This is just 4-inch stuff, which I obviously don't really cover on the channel, but it's interesting. Like, it's so cool seeing Nintendo action figures become like a big thing. But yeah, the Star Wars stuff is all here. So they announced their new packaging, which they made like a massive deal out of with this big fancy reveal video. And that's not what I clicked on. And where is it? Yeah, and they are really pushing this new Queen Amidala figure, which does look really nice. Yeah, like that looks like it could just be a photo out of the movie. Obviously, she's not going to move for shit, but she will look nice stood on a shelf. And it looks like it's all soft goods, which is really cool. And yeah, so this is, I think this packaging comes out at the start of the year with obviously Queen Amidala. And then there's loads of new stuff from the Mandalorian movie. Big one is this new Jabba the Hutt or Rotter the Hutt. Also has like a lot of cool articulation, a lot of like bendy wires to move him around. Yeah, lots and lots of Star Wars stuff, like some kind of re-releases of figures that we've already had. Like I think there was an Ahsoka and Captain Rex re-release. There's this new Darth Maul like figure called Icarus. That's a cool name. I've never seen him before. I didn't watch the Darth Maul show. Mandalorian, also from the Maul show. Shadow Lord. I mean, I think we've seen him a few times before. Yeah, there's Rotter the Hutt. And that's Vintage Collection. Oh, they have it in Vintage Collection as well. Yeah, so I just wanted to briefly check into Star Wars, but I didn't want to get too much into it because I'm not really that into Star Wars figures anyway. But what I am into is Jada, and Jada again, I think are the best toy figures, the best toy company out there at the minute. So just wanted to show these off. These are the injured faces for all of the different Street Fighter characters that they've done. Like, such a cool idea for like a con exclusive. And yeah, just that they've done it for every single character is like insane. And just that they have every single character and a lot of characters, alt characters too. And that they even get heads is just incredible. Like, just their dedication to doing a line properly and finishing a line is crazy. And yeah, it's also crazy that they've just finished the Street Fighter line and have decided, you know what, we're going to start a new one. So these are the Jada Toy Street Fighter Alpha Free figures. There is Chun-Li, there is Ryu, and there is Nash. And it's also very interesting because, you know, it was the big thing. Like, it was kind of parallel that Jada were doing Street Fighter 2 figures and Storm Arena were doing Alpha 3. As kind of like, okay, obviously they both got one of the licenses. They want to make Street Fighter figures. They're kind of staying out of each other's lane by making ones from 2 different games. But then now Jada also has the Alpha 3 licenses. Is interesting, yeah, because you would think, well, surely the people that have bought the Alpha 3 figures are happy with them. And it seems like, at least from, you know, being online and on Reddit, that people are quite happy to kind of cross-pollinate both lines. So it's not like people are like, oh, I'm just sticking with Street Fighter 2, or oh, I'm just sticking with Alpha 3. It seems like a lot of people are like cherry-picking which versions of the figures they like best, or they're buying both of them. So to me, it's a bit of a weird decision that they've now also come out with this line to be like, okay, we have these ones now. Like, I mean, I have 2. I have them. Where are they? There's somewhere under the table. I have Ryu and Fei Long the Street Fighter 2 line to open up. I would give these a go. I mean, like I said, I'm just on the Jada gravy train at the minute. I just think every figure they're putting out is fantastic. So it's kind of like interesting to see what these are like. I don't quite like the design, the stylization designs. Like, I think it looks okay on Ryu, but it's a little bit too sort of anime for me, this game. And I know that's what the game is. So I wouldn't be that interested in them. I just think it's very interesting that they are doing a line after one is all, the Storm Arena line is just about to finish. And again, for me, this is quite like a niche game. So I think most people know Street Fighter 2, but Street Fighter Alpha 3 is very niche. And I was like, it's cool that there is a niche line already out, but then to make another one straight away after it is unusual. But yeah, they announced those three, and then over the weekend, they've been adding Aiden and Guy, and there was, I can't remember if I got them up. So yeah, these, like, I don't know, to me, these figures, all of them together, don't look like they're from the same property, if you know what I mean. Like, they all look very different. Like, it would be interesting to see them all in a line. I'm sure there is a picture out there somewhere. But they also announced there was another, oh no, okay, there was one more character they announced, a girl, but I couldn't remember. I didn't find a picture, but maybe it's on here. Because Jada were doing this kind of cool thing where they were revealing stuff like throughout the weekend. So I think it was like the pre-opening evening, they released stuff like, you know, stuff that they basically put out on their shelves. And then every day they were just adding more figures to their shelves, which just kept building up the hype for them. Like, here's the other one. Who is this? Sakura. And so that's the kind of I think the final one they announced in this line, and you can see obviously I think this is all hand painted because the paint looks a little bit messy. So they're probably at sort of, you know, prototype stage. Like, yeah, it's definitely all hand painted. But yeah, they're nice looking figures, and like I say, it's just an interesting decision that they made to start this line after the Storm collectible ones. I don't even think it has finished it yet. But yeah, so like I said, on the night before, I think SDCC Open, they revealed their new Omni-Man figure. And yeah, this was kind of, I guess, expected. It's the first figure they revealed from Wave 2. I don't know. I think he looks a little bit, I don't know, like, there's just something about him, like his eyes and face, and this maybe it's just this particular head sculpt looks a little bit off. Like, to me, it looks like his eyes are too small and too far apart. And also his, like, when you look at his chest, like, I don't know why his chest is so angular. Like, if you look at Max has some kind of lines to it, but it's otherwise quite smooth. And that's one thing that I always thought, like when I first saw this Mark one last year, I was like, oh, I love how kind of clean and smooth he looks. But Nolan, for some reason, yeah, this chest area looks very angular. Like, it almost is like he's got like an armor plate on his chest, which he doesn't. But yeah, other than that, and the head sculpt being a little bit, like I said, like, maybe it's just because he's got goggles on and it makes his eyes way more prominent than Nolan's, and having them next to each other kind of throws you off, like how big Nolan's eyes are. But otherwise, yeah, he looks pretty nice, like pretty. I think it's a cloth cape. You can see all of the articulation. He's got butterflies. He's got pinless double knees and elbows, like everything you want to have. He looks big, like, compared to Mark, which, I mean, he is a big guy in the anime, but like maybe not this kind of superhero big, especially when you compare him to Mark. But yeah, he does look very dominant there. Also, yeah, you have Conquest, so it would be interesting to see them like next to each other, because Conquest I always thought was a lot bigger than Nolan. But it's also here again, like, look kind of how smoothed off everything is with Conquest over his chest and stuff, compared to Nolan's. Like, it just looks, yeah, like I said, it looks like he's almost got like an armor plate on, which is a bit strange. It's throwing me off a little bit. That's the exclusive head there for San Diego, and then we have Omniboy, aka Oliver, also looking pretty sick. That's the exclusive figure, which I would love to get my hands on, but probably never will, unfortunately. Apparently, like, they sold out like really quickly of that figure. So they're kind of like, yeah, we want to try to make it available to more people after the show. So hopefully I can get my hands on it, because I think it's already selling for like $200 on eBay. People scalping it. So yeah, so that was the first announcement for the new Invincible line, and then afterwards, the next day, they announced Wave 2, or the rest of Wave 2, I should say, and thanks to Robo.no for these awesome pictures. And yeah, they have, what's he called? Something Beast. What's he called? Battle Beast. Yeah, they have Battle Beast. And yeah, again, there's some angularness here to him, but he's wearing armor where it makes sense. But I don't know. I saw the Super 7 version, the Ultimate version, and I was like, I think that looks absolutely crap. But this looks just gorgeous. Like, I know we only have his face so far, but I just love that they put the blood on there. Like, I love that they aren't shying away from how bloody Invincible is as a show. And especially for Battle Beast. Here they teased the first figure of Wave 3. So this is Mark in the original suit, with an unmasked head and obviously holding his cowl there. It's kind of interesting because they were saying that he has... Maybe I can move this to a new window. I don't know if you guys... I might have to just play around with some stuff. Bear with me. No. I'm not sure what you can see. Okay, you can only see one side of the screen. I want to focus on Mark if I can. Okay, there's Mark there, and then I need to go to my OBS and change this to display capture, I think. Okay, just bear with me. I want to get both of these images up side by side next to each other, so that you guys can see them both, and we can hopefully sort of compare them to one another. How does that look? Can you guys see without it looking too weird? Wait, yeah, so again, it's not the best thing because of Instagram having this massive white bar there, but hopefully you can see what I'm looking at. So yeah, I wanted to compare, because they said like there is new sculpt on this character, and looking at both of them, it looks like the torso is the same, obviously just repainted. It looks like this butterfly joint here is the same. It looks like the waist is the same. It looks like the top, the thighs and the hip is the same. The difference is, to me, it looked like the forearms, he has the cuff going up here and it is sculpted. The shoulders, he has this bit of line going up there, which is cool. Also the kneecaps, you can't really see it on this image, but he has actual kind of like knee pads here, whereas here it's more built into his suit. There you can kind of see. And then also the lower legs, it's a bit hard to see on that image, but here it looks like there's like a straight cut along the legs, and here it looks a bit more curved somehow. And the shoes, yeah, I mean, I would go out. I don't know about the shoes, but they're probably the same boots. But so yeah, there is new sculpt, so it's cool that they you know, they haven't just taken this and painted it. They've actually sculpted in there the arms going up. They've sculpted here on the shoulder. They've changed the knee pads. Obviously, they give a Mark a fully unmasked head, which is nice. So yeah, this is the first figure of Wave 3. So Wave 2 is Nolan, Battle Beast, and who was the third one? Right, let me just get this back up and go back to what we were looking at before. Display capture. Put this one. Put this one here. And hopefully you guys can see what I'm looking at. Again, get that one back up for later. Yeah, I'm getting a bit lost in the sauce here because there was so many announcements. So there was Wave 2 was, and if you're in the chat and you know, let me know, please. What were we looking at? We looked at this one, and then we looked at, was it this one? No, sorry guys, I'm lost here with what we were looking at. That's that. So this is Robodon now. So this is what we were looking at. So I believe Wave 2 it's the Battle Beast. And it is when we have her, we have Atom Eve here. Yeah, so Atom Eve is then Wave 2. Which also, she looks really nice. I think it's a bit weird how thin her waist is, going into her like lower half and hips there. A little bit strange. Yeah, it looks like I don't know, that doesn't look the cleanest. Like it looks like her hips and lower legs are from a different figure and her top or upper half is from another one. But other than that, yeah, she looks pretty nice. Like it's a great head sculpt. Again, just I love how colourful this line is already. I mean, the show is quite colourful. And it's also just really interesting how much effort they're putting into this line. Like when we get onto Alan, which I mean we can do now. So they showed Nolan, Battle Beast, Atom Eve. That's Wave 2, and then they teased the Mark figure, which we just looked at. Why can't I make this big? Don't know, but they teased this Mark figure as Wave 3, and then they also showed Alan. Alan the Alien, which he's just massive. Like, look at the size of him. Like, he's gonna look sick. And then, yeah, spoilers, they showed Frag. And just looking at all of these different figures, like, they're all completely unique sculpts. Like, I know they did this with Street Fighter, and they do this with actually quite a lot, but they're all unique sculpts where I can't really think of, like, how they would reuse this body. Like, I know there was the version of Alan when he was in the prison with Nolan in like the white prison overall, so maybe, you know, maybe they do a prison version. But yeah, like the amount of effort they've put into this, and if this figure is like $29.99, like it's pretty incredible. Like, just look how good he looks. And they've done that with all the figures. Like, yeah, Mark, they can obviously reuse Mark a lot because there's so many Invincibles or versions of Invincible. But again, Frag, like, so far what we've seen, this is what Frag looks like. So they've got one build for him, and this is his one look in the show so far. So like, again, like, they aren't really going to be able to reuse this for much. Like, yeah, sure, they might be able to use his body for other Viltrumites. But you can see, like, you know, this is all sculpted in. It's not like it's just painted on. Like, this will have to be tweaked even for another Viltrumite. And again, it looks pretty like hand painted, this one, to me. But just look at the face. Like, look how good the sculpting is and the print is on the face, and just how they bring these characters to life. Obviously, again, a cloth robe with some actual kind of wool effect or fur effect there. It would have been cool to see him without the robe on. But yeah, this line is, you know, it's kind of like been a slow burn up until now. Like the pre-orders have gone live. I pre-ordered already the first 3, but it seems like hopefully, at least what Jada was saying is that, like, it should be like every 6 months pre-order should go live. So Wave 1 has gone live now. In 6 months' time, the end of the year, Wave 2 should go live middle of next year, Wave 3, and then obviously then it'll be San Diego Comic-Con again, so then they'll announce the next waves. So yeah, this is by far my most hyped up wave of action figures, because they just look great. I love the show, like, and I just love how Jada is just, you know, putting her all into making these figures look good. And I think my second favorite line right now is also from Jada, and that is the Scooby-Doo line. So again, in the stream from about a week ago, we talked about Wave 2, about Scooby, the Sea Monster, and the Kooky Clank, or whatever he's called. But yeah, they kind of went hard and were slowly announcing these new figures. So Wave 3 will have Daphne in it. Wave 4 will have Freddy, or Fred, or whatever he's called. And yeah, they come with their... So I can't remember which is which. I think this is Wave 3 with Daphne, is the robot, Charlie the Robot, and the ghost of what's he called, Captain Cutler. And in an interview I heard this will be glow in the dark, either glow in the dark paint or glow in the dark plastic. But again, these figures just look awesome. I love how this one looks like a sentient from X-Men. Very, very cool. I wonder if that's like a nod, like in either direction. Like, X-Men was inspired by this, or this was inspired by X-Men. I don't know what came first. I assume X-Men came first. But yeah, Fred looks pretty awesome with his kind of scared face. Again, just how the kind of talent Jada has for bringing cartoons to life as action figures just continues here. Like, he looks so good. I have Shaggy here on my desk. He's, he also looks great. That's kind of obviously how I got into the line. Just recently reviewed him. My review's up on the channel now if you want to go and watch it. Yeah, I'm excited for them. And Fred's villains are here. Here they are. So they have the headless horseman, who also comes with a cloth cape, and they have the zombie. So yeah, the zombie looks great. Again, in the interview I was listening to, they said that the zombie is very much like the Creeper from Wave 1 when you look at him, but they've also like sort of revamped his articulation. They gave him butterfly joints. So it's not just like they're reusing, it's like they're kind of reusing and enhancing a lot of the sculpts that they already have, which is awesome. So yeah, again, but I'm probably not going to get all of these monsters. I might get the sea monster, just because, yeah, like I said, he's the most nostalgic one I have, or the only one I really have nostalgia for. But I'm definitely in for all of the main characters because they just look so good. And yeah, Scooby-Doo, where are you? I think Wave 2, the pre-orders are live. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, because I pre-ordered Invincible and Zelda, and I'm like, okay, I need to like take a break. But I will get them eventually. Okay, and what's this last one? Oh yeah, this last one was kind of another kind of shock. Jada announced that they are doing an Astro Boy figure, and again, in an interview I heard, which was on Robo Don't Know's channel, they said this is kind of like an improvement on the Mega Man body. So a lot of this was reused from Mega Man, and then they added additional articulation to it, because obviously these guys are the same size, and Mega Man was inspired by Astro Boy. So again, just them being cool, like taking another IP that no one is really touching at the minute and being like, okay, how can we make like they're sort of like the best version of this figure. And I think that's what they've done here. He'll come with a few accessories. I'm not really into Astro Boy. Like, this might be one that if I kind of see it on Amazon and it's not too expensive, then I'll pick it up. But I'm probably not going to go out and look for it. But yeah, it's cool again that it just really makes me think like, okay, what are they going to do next? Like, they have so many interesting lines. Like, they also showed some more Mega Man stuff. They showed the Cyberpunk Edge Runners stuff, which is like, I think like their premium line, where the figures are a bit more expensive and they have nice cloth goods. They showed Dino from the Flintstones. I wonder if Praetorian.com just has it handy to look at, because I saw somewhere an image of Dino, because Jada does this kind of cereal line, and they did Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble, and now they have Dino, the purple dinosaur, from it as well, which is pretty cool. Let's just see if we can see Jada Toys Dino figure. But this is you'll probably see here. Here we go. This is why I've been using Instagram, because Instagram is just the best way to get these to get the news. Like, I think it's pretty bad that like for whatever reason it won't let me make it bigger, because I probably have to go here. So this is from Encountered_Culture. They also look like they were there and have a lot of cool pictures, which is nice. Yeah, so they have Dino, and like I said, Instagram is the best way to find any news, because like looking for it officially just doesn't exist. And another one where it's just kind of like a weird shaped animal, like we have with Tony the Tiger, or we have with Chester Cheetah here, where it's kind of like, okay, it must be quite hard to make articulation for them. I just knocked over all my figures on my desk, by the way. But yeah, they kind of make it look. Oh no, Shaggy's dropped his Scooby snacks. They sort of make it look effortless with just how good their figures look, and how they just fit in like seamless articulation into them. Like, again, this dino figure, it has an awesome silhouette. Like, you can see how much articulation's on the figure there, with like the elbows, the shoulder, the ball on the wrist, the knees. Yeah, it kind of makes me wish that Jada did the Pokemon, like the main Pokemon toys, like the ones that Diamond Select do, because Diamond Select, they also like make it look like from a distance that it's all really like nicely articulated and looks good, but then when you actually move those figures, they're like just clunky and just you can't really get them into good poses, whereas this looks like it's going to be great to play with, great to take photos of. I don't have Fred and Barney, but I'm kind of like, maybe I need to get them as well. And that's the problem with looking at toys. You know, you always want more of them. But yeah, like there was loads and loads of news. Like there's all of this X-Men stuff that came out from Marvel. Again, the movie stuff I literally have just seen that before when we were scrolling through someone else's Instagram. There's just like this year there just seems to have been loads and loads and loads of new figures coming out, or at least new figures announced. Like I said, last year I didn't really remember much coming out of SDCC apart from the Invincible stuff. Even here, Mezco turning up. They have the Thundercats license with Lino. Kind of an interesting take that they're doing here, kind of making it look a bit more realistic looking, which is cool. But he does look really nice. Not really one for me, but I know people love Mezco, so cool that they're doing that. Yeah, just a lot of interesting stuff. Mondo was showing off more of their, what's this called? Masters of the Universe 20x, 200x line. I also saw an interview with them on Robo Don't Know, talking about their stuff. That's a lot of 1/6 stuff. There was a lot of Mattel Masters of the Universe movie stuff, which is really cool to see. They're also really doing a good job with the movie stuff, and also like the different Skeletors is really cool, like the Gym Bro and the Business Skeletor. Yeah, and like lots of stuff. I'm not gonna just go through all of this. €27. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like this price has crashed. I'm trying to sell this figure. I have this figure, and it's been something in my cupboard for ages. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna sell it. It's quite desirable. But then obviously, as soon as I put it up for sale, Hasbro announced that they are remaking it, so now the prices have just all crashed. But yeah, so it looks like all of the Doomsday stuff is going live. Where is? You can see all of the crap on my Instagram now. What are they called? NECA, because I wanted to look at NECA because NECA were quite, like I remember the last couple of years NECA were also kind of big standouts at SCC, but this year it's, I don't know, it feels like it's been quite quiet from them. There wasn't really much that I remember seeing. What is this? So they have 8-inch scaled clothed action figures. That's interesting. Okay. So these are going to be massive, but yeah, cool that they're kind of moving into that space. Because are NECA, like, are they losing the TMNT license too now that it's going back to whoever it's going to? I can't remember who has that license now. Maybe that just switched hands as well, didn't it? But no, I think the coolest thing I saw from them was they had like a Captain Toast or whatever he's called figure. Did I put it in here? Yeah, here. I think this was the thing, yeah, Powdered Toast Man. Like, I don't know the reference. I mean, I recognize him, but yeah. So it's kind of like, again, it seems that like some other brands are trying to go into more like cartoony. You know, Big Bag Toy Store just released the Tick line of their first figure, and it seems like now everyone is kind of going into this more cartoony comic book stylized look, which I really like, because I think all of these figures, like, you could put this guy with your Invincible figures and he would look good. So that was the only thing I really saw from NECA, and some Muppet stuff, but yeah, nothing that interesting. But yeah, guys, so that's basically everything I wanted to talk about at SDCC. Do let me know in the comments what figures you're most excited about. Are you going to get the Invincible figures, Scooby-Doo? You know, are you more into Star Wars than me? What do you think of the new boxes? What do you think of the new Queen Amidala? And yeah, of course, if you enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. I kind of do these videos whenever I feel like them, whenever there's like substantial toy news that I feel like talking about. So if you have watched the stream and gotten this far, do please make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already, for more of them in the future. And yeah, guys, have a great evening. Thanks again for watching. Bye bye.